What's going on, 40k theorists? Welcome back to the channel. We're going over more of these detachments. We're doing the Questor Forgepact today. This is going to be in our Imperial Knights detachment. God, I got something in my throat there. All right, so we're not cutting this. We're not redoing it. We're going to go over this today. So if you guys have been liking these videos, these are completely outside my normal release schedule. This is not going to be the norm. I'm not going to put out videos every day. I would lose my mind. But these are pretty quick and easy to edit, so yeah. We're going to look at the Imperial Knights detachment. I'm excited. I play Imperial Knights. I've got a big-ass army of them, and they're a lot of fun. So, let's go over it. We got the Cog-Bound Alliance. I almost said Allegiance there. This is an Imperial Knight unit from your army, so they all gain this following ability, which is the... Okay. We gain a pledge. We pledge our allegiance to the flag. In your command phase, one model in this unit regains one lost wound. If the unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Tech Priest models, one model regains D3 lost wounds instead. Okay, cool. I like it so far. I haven't read this at all. So then we have Adeptus Mechanicus units from your army have the following ability. Divine Inspiration. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If this unit is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knight units, reroll a wound roll of 1 as well. This is any Imperial Knight, it's not Titanic only. So, yeah, pretty interesting. We regain D3 lost wounds if we're near Tech Priests, so they're kind of just sitting there repairing them automatically. And our AdMech stuff is going to be getting +1, or rerolling hits and wounds of 1 if they're near a Knight. So, pretty cool. We then have Forge World Alliances. You can include the following Adeptus Mechanicus units in your army: Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus, Scutari Marshal, Scutari Rangers, and Scutari Vanguard. The combined points total is dependent on the battle size. For us, 2,000 points. Strike Force, it's going to be 500 points. No Adeptus Mechanicus models from your army can be your Warlord. Okay. Similar to what we saw in the Chaos Knights detachment, where they can have up to 500 points of damned units. This allows us to have up to 500 points of AdMech stuff and Scutari stuff. I like it. We'll have to see what we get with our enhancements and our stratagems. But I like it so far. First one that we have is 30 points. It's called Omniscient Champion. Imperial Knight model only, add 4 to the bearer's wound characteristic. That's pretty good for 30 points. Yeah, that's worth it. That makes them 26 wounds, or 30 if you take it on a Dominus, right? I think they have 26 wounds. I don't actually run a Dominus, but you can take this on anything. So this could be an Atropos, which is an awesome unit. So this could be on your Lancer, which gives it a 4 extra wound. You know, it gives it 4 extra wounds, which makes it harder to kill because it's got a 4-up invuln all the time. So very good for 30 points. Very straightforward. Add 4 to your wound characteristic, and I like it. Knight of the Opus Machina. 20 points, Imperial Knight model only. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Adeptus Mechanicus units, reroll a hit roll of 1. Nice. Great, because full rerolls to hit on things like Wardens, things that have a lot of shots, that's pretty awesome to have. We then have the Magos Questoris for 35 points. Tech Priest model only. While the bearer is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knight units, it has the Lone Operative ability. In your command phase, select a friendly Imperial Knight's model within 3 inches of the bearer. That model regains up to 2 lost wounds. So it looks like this is in addition to regaining D3 lost wounds. So as long as you're not putting these knights down entirely, they can actually become pretty annoying to deal with. Probably not super annoying, especially with some of the changes that have been leaked for Imperial Knights. No one's really sure if those are real data sheets or not. We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, being able to regain D3 plus 2 lost wounds, I am a fan. 35 points though, it's pretty steep for that. Over the course of the game, if you do this for 5 turns, you're talking 10 wounds extra that you get to repair on something. That's like the best possible scenario. Is it worth 35 points? Probably. Probably. I'm not positive there, but that's what you get. Okay, then we have the Voicifier Magnificat. Jeez. You know, when I say that I'm illiterate, I'm just kidding, but geez, sometimes reading some of this stuff makes me feel illiterate. Alright, this is for an Imperial Knights model only. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, worsen the leadership characteristic of models in that unit by 1. While a friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, improve the leadership characteristic of models in that Adeptus Mechanicus unit by 1. Sure. 15 points, it's okay. +1 leadership, -1 leadership. You just destroy the knight and then it's, who cares? I don't know. I'm not thrilled with that, but I like these other three. I think these other three are pretty interesting. So, let's move on to the stratagems. Nasiah's Grace is the first one. It's 1 CP. It's in any phase just after a mortal wound is allocated to an Imperial Knight or Adeptus Mechanicus unit from your army, so it's either one. You target either one of those units. Until the end of the phase, they have a 5-up Field of Pain against mortal wounds specifically. This can be pretty handy sometimes if people use like dev wound stuff like Flamer strats and things that turn things into dev wounds with like Twin Linked, for example. Flamestorm or Firestorm Assault Force can do this. Sisters can do this. There's other stratagems that can make your weapons dev woundy. So that's pretty cool. This is pretty useful against like Thousand Suns where all their stuff is dev woundy. So yeah, 5-up Field of Pain against mortal wounds. 1 CP can come in pretty handy and keep your knight alive. Vengeance of the Machine Cult is next. It's also in any phase. You target an Imperial Knight unit from your army that was just destroyed until the end of the battle. That enemy unit that destroyed your unit is marked. Each time an Adeptus Mechanicus model from your army makes an attack that targets the marked unit, they gain lethal hits. Okay, not so shabby there. It's not super great because you're only getting it on Skitarii stuff, so Skitarii stuff has some okay shooting, but it's not like the best shooting in the world. So it's cool, and I like getting lethal hits, but it's not going to be something that you use all that often. I almost said boned imperative. Bonded imperative. This is 1 CP. This is in your command phase, just before an Imperial Knight character from your army uses a bondsman ability. Please, God, give it to the Imperial Knight. You target that Imperial Knight character unit. When selecting targets for the use of that bondsman ability, you can select one friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 12 inches of that unit in addition, or instead of selecting one Armiger model. Okay. In addition, or instead of selecting that the one Armiger model. Okay, until the start of your next command phase, every model in the Adeptus Mechanicus unit is affected by that bondsman ability. I'll have to reference what some of them are, because I just don't even care at this point. Yeah, that seems like it could actually become pretty useful on some stuff, depending on what it is. I'll have to double check some of those. I don't have it up in front of me, but that could actually end up being very strong on some units of just Skitarii, like Rangers or Vanguard, depending on what it might be. So we'll have to keep that one in mind. The restriction here, you cannot target a Knight Preceptor with this stratagem. Well, now we're going to have to look. Okay, so I guess the reason they made this not a thing is because you could have, like, OC5 infantry. They're OC4, but, like, Vanguard make you -1 OC, so they could be OC4 and then making you -1. It's just a Vanguard squad, like, that's pretty strong, though, so I guess I get why they did that. Alright, Machine Focus. I've literally never run a Knight Preceptor, you just take Canis Rex. Machine Focus. This is 1 CP. Are they all 1 CP? They're all 1 CP, instead of like 3 of them being 2 CP, like the original detachment. Your command phase, you target one Imperial Knight unit from your army until the start of your next turn. Your unit can ignore any or all modifiers to the following: the weapon skill or ballistic skill characteristic of weapons equipped by models, or hit or wound rolls made for it. So this doesn't affect damage. This isn't like an ignore -1 damage or half damage stuff. It's only to your hit roll and to your wound roll, specifically. So, that's pretty good. Not being -1 to wound against, like, my Votan Terminators, yeah, that's probably pretty good. That's good. So I like it. Then we have Aggression Begets Aggression. Sure does. 1 CP, your shooting phase. You target one Imperial Knight unit from your army or an Imperial Knight's character unit from your army, and one friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 6 inches. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your units have Assault. So, advance and shoot. For 2 different units for 1 CP, you can't go wrong there. It almost doesn't matter what the effect is a lot of the time when you're spending half a CP for 2 things. I don't think it's amazing, but that's actually pretty good because it allows you to obviously advance and shoot, which is important sometimes for getting into line of sight of things. So I like it. It's not the worst stratagem I've ever seen, but it's also not the best stratagem that I've ever seen. And then we have Thronegeist Fury? Alright, Thronegeist Fury is 1 CP. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit is set up or ends a normal advance or fallback move, so it's going to be a reactive move of some kind. You target an Imperial Knight's Titanic unit from your army that is within 24 inches and visible to that enemy unit. Select one ranged weapon equipped by a model in your unit. That model can shoot that enemy unit. When doing so, that model can only make attacks with the weapon, and each time it makes an attack, an unmodified 6 is required to score a hit, irrespective of the attacking weapon's ballistic skill or any modifiers. Okay, so you just take it on a flamer guy. Gotcha. So it gives you Overwatch for one weapon, specifically one weapon. I'll take it. I'm not. I'll take it. That's all I got. I'll take it. And that is our detachment. So it's pretty cool. You get to combine your AdMech stuff with your Imperial Knight stuff. Very thematic. Kind of like what I said with the Chaos Knight detachment. You are spending 500 points that you're not spending on Knights. I feel like Imperial Knights don't care as much as Chaos Knights do for something like that. So this might not be as much of a drawback to have to take 500 points of stuff. Plus, you're getting like decent units. You're getting like your Tech Priests. So I like the idea of being able to take scoring units basically in your Imperial Knight army, because that's one thing that they lacked. They should just have like a little even babier Knight unit that's like squads of 3 that are like toughness 8 with 6 wounds or something. But this is pretty cool. I do like the fact that you're able to mix them together. So I'm gonna have to sit down and kind of take a look and kind of see exactly what we got, because I'm just rolling through these. I'm not giving them too much thought, and I'm not trying to give them too much thought because I don't want to make these videos take 10 hours long. But overall, my initial impression is that it's pretty fun, and it seems good enough. It's got some cool stratagems. What was this one? This is cool. The one where you can give stuff bondsman abilities. That I like a lot. Lethal hit's not so bad. This is okay. The 5 Feel No Pain against mortal wounds. That does come in handy a lot of the times. Ignoring all your hit modifiers, being able to overwatch. Gaining assault, that's pretty useful sometimes as well. Usually you want to be charging into combat with Imperial Knights, but hey, you know, you have it if you need it there. So that's what we get for our Questor Forge pack. Let me know what you guys think of this detachment down below. Thunderhammer the like, subscribe, and bell icon. Check out our other videos. Check out the other channel. It's where I get upset at video games, and it's very entertaining, I'm told. So that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got for our Questor Forge pack. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end here. Theory hard, and I'll see you guys back at the lab.